want to snatch this up. It was this really interesting elemental deck because, I mean, there's a lot of decks right now that are trying to make use of this card, Risen Reef. I mean, it's just super duper compelling of a card. You know, you wind up being able to both ramp and draw. I mean, it's just really, really nice. Let's see here. So the deck that I'm interested in doing, let's, where is it? Hoogland Temur Elementals. I think I'm missing, yeah, all these. Omnath. All right, let me just craft these because I'm going to want these anyways. And the sideboard, great. So there's a lot of decks that are trying to use lots of different elementals, trying to stress the Risen Reef power and all this stuff. And I forgot to mention, there's this other notable, powerful elemental, Omnath. When it enters the battlefield, it deals damage equal to the number of elementals that you control. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target elemental you control. If you control 8 or more lands, draw a card. Like, this is just a very nice, strong Temur card. Temur being green, blue, red. So what I like about this deck compared to some of the other decks that I've been seeing that are elemental focused is the 4 Shocks and the 4 Chandra's Triumphs. I've played a number of Gruul decks before that, if you've ever watched my channel, you know I like Gruul. And in a lot of the Gruul decks, there's the ones that focus on ramping early, like having Llanowar Elves, or trying to get strong threats down, like a Thorn Elemental or a Pelt Collector, you know, getting this down, and then you start building and building and building. So there's decks like that that try to like really focus on the board building, but there's other ones that have Shocks at the low end, or will have a Lightning Bolt at the low end. Lightning Strike, I always say that wrong. And what this allows is for some flexibility to get the enemy to slow down. You get to control things a little bit. And given how, like, sort of start early and build fast, I really like the way this generally feels with these early game plans that are a little bit more defensive. And Living Twister is also a very nice defensive card. Obviously, it's 2/5 for 3, which is super defensive. But you can return lands and then discard them to deal damage. Really like this a lot. This deck actually winds up feeling kind of like a lot of the Gruul beatdown decks. You have the Shocks and you have the Chandra's Triumph to be able to get some early control, but like the very moment that you wind up getting some momentum, the Shock and the Chandra's Triumph can be used to just burn the opponent in the face. The other elements here, Scampering Scorcher to be able to summon a trio of elementals with haste. We have Chandra, Acolyte of Flame to be able to summon elementals with haste, and then you can cast instant or sorcery cards from the graveyard. What would be a good one to cast? Oh geez, Chandra's Triumph that deals 5 damage if you control a Chandra Planeswalker. Chandra's Regulator to, again, do some extra filtration action. And one thing I really loved about this deck was the mana base. There's 3 mountains. 4 Steam Vents, which is a mountain. Again, Chandra's Regulator triggers this. 2 Sulfur Falls. There are some of the Temples of Epiphany in here, but it's not, like, the focus is the temples. Like, it's not too scry-focused. Rootbound Crag, Stomping Grounds, Breeding Pool, pretty typical. And because we have so many elementals, Unclaimed Territory is a very nice enabler for that. Sideboarding plan, I wish I understood better, but I mean, it's Vinemare against some obnoxious control decks. Healer of the Glade, 4 of them against aggro decks. I totally get that. Another Chandra's Regulator. I would assume that this is against more control decks where I really want my Planeswalker's abilities to function a little better, and the filtering ability. Fry to to roast planeswalkers, you damn Esper bastards. Lava Coil against the more aggro decks, fight with fire against the more aggro decks. Some shit like that. I'm really excited about this. To additional wank. Oh boy, we're playing standard. I was gotta get some water, else I'm talking shitload. Alright, it's a random miser. Oh, Rico Rebel just dropped 2,500 bits and says, thank you, laid off February 1st, shattered ankle on the 14th, 5-month recovery, mostly bound to my chair. Your positive, funny, unique commentary truly helped during this time. Good news, be back to work on the 29th. Downside list day 9 live time. In appreciation, 2,500 bits. Oh my god, Rico Rebel. You know, I will say, comments like that are why I do this. This doesn't enter the battlefield tapped. Great. Like, that is so meaningful to me to know that I have, in some small part, helped with any sort of struggle or recovery. Like, that is the thing that gives me the most meaning and drive as a broadcaster. In a simple sense, to know I'm helping out a little bit. Oh, shit. Are we up against a Nexus of Fate deck? If we are, I think we lose immediately. I'm so confident I'm not even going to play the Chandra. Chandra Banandra. It could also be the Simic Flash deck. I'm going to play the Unclaimed Territory, obviously named Elemental, and I'm going to play the Chandra first. I'm almost hoping this is a Simic Flash deck. Oh, that's right, J-Real. If we're up against a Simic Nexus,
anyone need a fire started? No?
We would just burn them out with big Chandra. Rico Rebel says, I'm even using your day off of going 6 hours and not winning just to learn then the next day you got your number back at Mythic as a story. Yeah, that's one of my favorite Magic memories this year, man.
Hey, these little guys are great.
What was the cast? Chemistry's Insight. Still not entirely sure what Randomizer is. But God, that felt so good to like play that Bant Flash deck to really struggle.
I will protect the virtue of this world.
Okay, so this could be a Simic Yoinkaroo deck, which is fun.
Throw another punch,
so
and you're gonna get
I went in this order where I played this first because this is really what I want to do. I want to play Risen Reef. Which lets me draw that. And then I want to summon 2 of these little babes.
Don't worry. I brought
Which then triggers this twice. Take action. Big Chandra, thank you very much. Shock this a little bit. Yeah.
Do not underestimate my fortitude.
Could have killed Nissa with +0 Chandra and the Chandra's burn. Oh yeah, just to whack and send that in. Yeah, I'd rather play the Risen Reef and just become huge and swollen. That seems sufficiently more tight to me. Because, I mean, keep in mind, if Nissa makes a whole bunch of lands, we can just -3 large Chandra, and then we get to shit upon the enemy.
I would like to test the new
I'm still not entirely certain, but this does look like Simic Nexus. Beautiful. Beautiful. Huge! These lines are elemental. Oh, they're elementals. And this says 3 damage to non-elementals. News to me. Brand new information. TIL, you know? TIL. What are you gonna do? God, that's just so that is crazy new information to me. It's all brand ass, new ass information. In around. Alright, you die. You know, you die. Goodbye, you die.
I'm burnt out.
I feel like the world is trying to send me a message. Alright, first things first. Temple. Boop. Yeah. So this is 2 damage. Yeah. I'm gonna keep blowing these lands up. Oh, that's right, this gets counters on the land. Okay, yep, nope, we fucked up. Hit this one! Alright, well, I mean, we're eliminating like 1 land a turn, which is pretty tight. Rico Rebel gifted 5 subs. Hell yeah. Yeah!
I think you will find my notes helpful.
If all these keep... Because, I mean, if I just kill Nissa, who shaketh the world, then we're going to be in pretty darn good shape. Because then I can just large Chandra if my opponent loops endlessly. That's fine. I need to get some water. This is one of these great matches where I have absolutely no idea how to... Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, there's a wilderness reclamation that's down. Alright, I need to slow down a little bit, man. Just running back, seeing a thing, blocking, being like, alright, did it. Yes. I think I'm probably going to Omnath shoot this and then Chandra's Triumph shoot this. I feel like I have the time. All frickin' right. I mean, playing this would feel good, but I really need to eliminate this threat. I mean, we'll just die. Like, if my opponent starts being able to loop Nexus of Fate too swiftly, then that is in and of itself a problem. You know what I mean? So I think I want to play this first, and I want to just pop this in the face. This is a bit tricky. I mean, playing this is nice, but again, I just think this is way too much of a threat for me. I mean, what are you gonna do? Bang. So I do this. Yeah. Oh, no, I counted this wrong. I should have put this on this, because then this would have been able to block should this ever come back, but I think that's fine. Chandra's Triumph. Yeah, I mean... do it like this. This is fine.
will endure.
And now if I get Chandra down, we're in good shape.
Fight on without me.
There's so much land in there.
I know.
There is actually so much land in there. So my opponent will get another turn, which is fine. I want to make sure I understand all the text on this guy. Deals damage. Yep. Land in his battlefield. Oh, if you control 8 or more lands, draw a card. Second Nissa.
Fail.
Shit.
Rise, my elemental friend.
Well, that's a bit of an issue. This is fine. So, this is...
And fine.
If I can go Living Twister... Maybe I do want a Chandra, maybe I don't. Probably... Regardless, I'm going to need to start swinging in at Nissa, who shakes the world. Like, essentially no matter what. Like, again, I would eventually like to get Chandra out, but here's my concern with just playing Chandra out. Or just playing Chandra.
Let us have a story.
Alright, that's good. If I get Chandra out and +2 Chandra, let's say we do this. If I'm not careful, my opponent is going to loot Nexus of Fate, get, you know, let's call it 4, 5, 6, 7 turns in a row. And again, 4, 5, 6 damage, totally fine. Our opponent will go down, let's just say to 10 life, 8 turns. But each of those times that Random Miser gets to take an extra turn, an additional land will get created. Or excuse me, an additional 3/3 land will get created. And note, this -8 gets all the land onto the battlefield, and lands are indestructible. So then my opponent can just begin swinging in endlessly with lands. It doesn't matter if I have a 4/4. They're indestructible. So this is why I was trying to summon
I think you will find my
creatures to kill Nissa. This is why I've been talking about Nissa, focusing on Nissa and all this stuff. Nissa's the threat. So, you know, Nexus of Fate is the thing. It could be the chance that or the circumstance that our opponent whiffs. Could be the case that.
Behold, nature's true power.
So we got to really eliminate both of these. Juriel says the problem is that Temur brings back Nissa easily. That's true, but my point that I'm trying to make is not that Nissa's the only thing to worry about. The point that I'm trying to make is that getting Chandra down with a +2 does not really help solve the problem that we're facing, which is forests.
I know.
At this point, it looks like Randomizer did get off, so. The only thing that I'm trying to convey with all this discussion is just, I think that playing Chandra at any point during this game did not really seem like an option. So we're going to go ahead and concede. You got us, Randomizer. So let's see here. Cards in graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. That doesn't help us, right? Fry deals 5 damage to a white or blue planeswalker. There were multiple Nissas in there. I think I want to add the 3 lava coils and Leo Vegas says definitely should have killed that Nissa ASAP though. That was your major mistake early, I think. Well, Leo Vegas, is there a turn you're referring to? Because I was pretty much just trying to kill the Nissa nonstop. It's hard for me to think of a few turns in which that was not our goal. But if there's a oh, that's right. There was that one turn where we didn't kill where we could have Chandra's triumphed the Nissa. So let's see. I'm not 100% on just getting Fry. I mean, I'll try it. Is Mindmare worth it for pressure? It's 5/3 beater. I don't necessarily think so. Hand almost looks amazing, doesn't it? I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. This card is amazing. I'm the best. Alright. We may very well get there. And so I think that one turn was an option. I think you're right, Leovag. I think that was a bit of an awkward keep, but frankly, any land helps us. Cast the Risen Reef. You know, let me look up Stream Decker. Put that extension on real fast. Okay. Deck paste. Nope. Alright, please enjoy this deck list on the screen now. Now. Alright. Big Rose, is there a reason you haven't gotten your MTGA cat yet? I have no idea what any of those words mean. So let's see here. This seems like this is going to be the greatest thing. Could be that this gets bounced. Means the Mastery Pass. I don't really know anything about the Mastery Pass. But I do have 2 amazing cats named Sheriff and Despy, whom I love very, very, very much. Looks like there's no way not to get that to show up every single time. I love this Lightning Stormkin, like, so damn much. So I think that, I mean, we can just end next turn, because we Chandra Acolyte of Flame, and then we Chandra's Triumph.
I'm happy as a hellion to start some fires.
Ah, this is... okay. This thing is any target. This thing is just 3 to creature planeswalker.
Go get him.
Ah. Cool. All right. Totally fine. Don't die. Crazy Mario says, I've been thoroughly underwhelmed by Living Twister. Do you have an opinion yet? Depending on the deck, I love this card. Loved this. Oh! I've had some real A+ moments with this bad boy. Nissa who shook my bones.
Which cannot protect itself.
Alright, great.
Behold, nature's true power.
Alright, we won. Yeah! Yeah! Woohoo!
Sit back and watch it burn.
One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8. 9, 10. You can also Omnath it. Yeah. There's a lot of Nissas in a Randomizer's deck, like a lot of them. Like the sort of Nexus of Fate decks that have been very in vogue are the Matthias Leverado decks that have like one Nissa, one amass, like bounce the thing amass card, like one land that turns into a face bopper. This is a tight hand. I need active cards. Juriel says, I tried Matthias's list and it's so damn hard to play. Yeah, it is a damn near impossible to play list, man. Okay, so there's a number of options that we have here. Well, I think that the one is probably gonna be Chandra. I'm very aware that Randomizer has the potential to suddenly Nissa us, so I want to be very thoughtful about when and where. I am Tamio. Okay, I mean, I feel like I pretty much have one choice here, which is this, and then I Scampering Scorcher. So I have a bunch of them, and then I do this.
Go get him, buddies.
Now, there is a... Oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... I wonder if there's an argument to be made about leaving this one back, because, you know, what if there's a Nissa? But if Nissa deals 3 damage, Baby Chandra will still be chilling at 1. Loyalty, he said. Sorry, there was an error loading the sentences.
Like the phases of the moon.
How fry you are.
Let me aid your research.
Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Okay, so I do this. We peek. We chuck. We are going to Chandra's Triumph this.
What's that smell?
You're making it difficult to work.
It's you,
Don't
darn it.
worry.
I brought company.
And this target planeswalker, damn.
This study is over.
Alright, we're kinda close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. That's good. Because now it means it's very difficult to suddenly play some bullshit at me.
The moon looks intriguing tonight.
So my opponent's
The
dead?
library.
Yes.
Oh, they're so cute.
I did it! I'm the best! Give me my pips! Yes. I love pepperoni pizza. You guys are such Nexus haters. Who do you watch? Day 9 TV? Yeah, no, there's something satisfying about when a Nexus player loses. I'm gonna try this. I think that this is probably not a keep. Like probably likely no. But I'm interested in seeing Chandra's Regulator, you know? Little Chandra Regulato. It is Joy-Son. Alright, I'm gonna do this and pop this thing down. If I am a correct dude, it plausibly means that we're up against a flash deck. Ah. Don't do it. No. Oh. So, I mean, I guess I can, like, do this and elemental it, yeah? And, I mean, arguably I do this, right? Just play this down, and then it's just, like, negate. Maybe I should have done this here. This is like the billion counters. Yeah. So this is where I think I just need to get a lot of burn. And this card actually feels fucking terrible right now. It feels so bad. god, is this actually mono blue tempo? I think it actually is mono blue. Lookout's dispersal, right? Perfect. Dum-de-dum-de-doo. Okay, so this card is like poo-poo. So I'm just gonna play my good friend Omnath, Lord of the Roil. Alright, so that's pretty tight. Shoot this. Rawr. Okay, so we're gonna get mbopped. You know, I'm gonna do some experimentation here. I'm pretty sure I do cut this Chandra's Regulator here. Doesn't really feel like there's any room right now. I mean, double Curious Obsession's pretty good. It's quite a good. It's a good bone crushing. What's it gonna be, Joy-san? Alright, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pitch this, submit one, draw a card. Okay, this could help me a little bit. Depending. C'est incroyable! This card seems like it sucks. It sucks. End the torno. No, don't do it. If this gets targeted, yeah, I'm just get me. Submit this, draw, hopefully Chandra's Friar. Alright, we didn't do it. Alright, get me out of here. Okay. Fry seems good. Chandra's Regulator seems not good. This Chandra does not seem very valuable. The lava coils seem pretty tight. I mean, I actually think that just some of these blow 'em up things are going to be nice. I probably don't need Scampering Scorcher as much. I mean, I'm just really trying to go 1-for-1 blow up stuff. I think that Big Chandra is very excellent here because she can get played without any counter. And then she can -3 and deal 3 damage to everything. Too Evil to Hope says, isn't it kind of sad you miss out on all the BM? Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? I spend time on the internet. I don't think there is such a thing as missing out on the BM. Excellent. Is this instant speed? Yes, yes. Hello, Terry. Okay, so this is actually excellent news. Because I can play this, and then I can Living Twister, and I don't think there's a 1 mana prevent me from doing stuff play. Like, now I can start discarding land and blowing stuff up, which is... Oh, okay. Bop it. I assume this deck does run dive downs. There was no... There wasn't... Oh, shit, yeah. I'm holding this back to just block the Spectral Sailor, should it be adjoined with another Curious Obsession. We have some choices. I think I'm actually just going to do this and start beating in. I think is right. Do this pre-combat and swing in. It feels really weird, the idea that our opponent would have had a dive down, would have not protected the double Curious Obsession Terramander. Great. Why is the spell pink? Because it is uncounterable. Okay. Dude, this Spectral Sailor in this deck is actually so stupidly good. I guess this one? Shit. I use this as a blocker for that then. So the question is, do I play this? I actually think I do replay it. I think I do replay it. I think I replay it, because if I see a land on the top using the Risen Reef, I can always put that in hand and bomb it down. And by playing the Scampering Scorcher. So now that this has an attack, this is going to blow up. So this is actually fine. Yeah, I mean, I actually think... Wait. Oh, this is if nothing attacks. I always mess that up on Curious Obsession. If it's... You didn't attack at all. That's the big thing to note. You looking refreshed from your jet lag? A little bit. I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning. 5 a.m. Well, that's just very good news. This is looking like we're stabilizing. Essence Scatter's running this main deck, so this could bop us. Or it couldn't. But I love having a morning to myself just to do whatever the hell I want! Oh, it's so good. Planning on playing the new Hearthstone expansion? Not right now, Roman. I mean, the current Hearthstone expansion looks just so okay. And I want to stress, it's not that I think that it looks bad or dumb or etc. or any of that sort of garbage. But rather, it's that when it's the make it or break it moment. Shooter! When I take that action. Elemental, please. The meta... You, please. The meta got to a point that I didn't like it that much. And so I was just kind of feeling a little about the meta entirely. Like, you know. Have I played a land this turn yet? I haven't. Whoops. You know. Even Day 9 messes things up. Yeah, no, the meta in Hearthstone got to a point where I wasn't really enjoying myself that much, so I just took a break, and I've been sort of like on the edge, keeping track. You know, I'm certainly keeping up with what's currently being announced and all that good jazz. But I got you, Joy-san. But there's nothing that I've seen that has compelled me yet to. Nothing that has really compelled me yet to want to go step on play. Alright, you got it. You did it. You got me. I mean, like, a lot of things like Reborn, it's kind of interesting. Starting to get interesting. As a mechanic, but... Rico Devil says, head to the Bay Area next week. Can you say the name of the Italian place you love? Looking for a restaurant tip? Riva Cucina. R-I-V-A-C-U-C-I-N-A? I mean, bluntly, I have said this about a lot of games, that the biggest issue I have with a lot of games is that they're just not almost good. Really good, even though it's a little slow. Those games just are not... most games are not Magic. I just really like Magic. I think I actually nuke this thing, because this is a ground unit, so this is easier to block. I'm really enjoying Magic, and with Hearthstone, I feel like the issue... Maybe this is not a fair analysis, but I feel like the issue that I have with Hearthstone is that the design space feels really small. I think this is a good play to do regardless. If there's a thing on the ground, it's the things in the sky. If there's a thing on the ground that's popping me, it's like not the big deal. If it's that there's a thing in the sky with Curious Obsession, that's when I start to get consoined. He's going to be able to start drawing cards. Boy, that's really good. I think this is still the better play to do right now, because I have some very excellent responses. I mean, this could get essence captured and stuff. This could get dove down, which is a way to get around Fry, and I have a blocker on the ground. Awesome, 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 awesome. There's a spell I probably don't know about that can buff damage. This is 5 damage to a creature or planeswalker that's blue. That's to a regular one. We did it! Thought I almost just hit the cancel. I think our opponent may have just misplayed. Yeah, I mean, the Hearthstone... Oh, farts. Darns. Yeah, Hearthstone design space is just the thing that always shocked me about Hearthstone is that I would see these keywords that would feel cool, like take Inspire, for instance. All right, Inspire, which is whenever you use your hero power, do whatever the Inspire effect says. That felt like it had the potential to be super cool. Alright, so I want to hold on to this. It wound up not actually being very cool. Yes! That's why you declare the blocker first. And, you know, it showed up in one expansion and then never showed up ever again. And I remember being sort of like, huh. Like, I full well recognize that there's... do I have enough mana to do this? It looks like no. I guess I do this first. I think I want that to happen. Probably just on myself. Nice. Yeah, or like the Echo mechanic. Echo was the ability to play one card multiple times in a turn. So it might be like deal 2 damage and it costs 2 mana. You could play it and then you get the ability to play it again and deal another 2 damage if you could pay 2 more. And then you could pay another 2 for a total of 6 and deal another 2 damage. You know, you could like pump more mana into it. And I saw Echo show up and then like I've not really seen a lot of Echo cards. So there's a number of mechanics that I've looked at that I've gone, oh, that's cool, and then they just feel like they don't get explored. Budsy says, in the deck list, is Hogle short for Jeff Hoogland? It is. I saw this being played on Jeff Hoogland's stream at some point in the last week and a half. Yeah, I just want to stress, like, this opening hand is why I like this style of deck. Where, I mean, I can certainly put the beats. I can set the beats upon. But I like having these little darts. These little control cards. Blueberries is playing blue. Aw. Oh my god, ban carries from ZVP. Says, I just lost a 65-minute Dota 2 game where I was 20-2 as Invoker. Because I got chronoed 2 times in a row. I'm so filled with sadness and shame right now. Oh, don't be ashamed. It's what makes Dota awesome. Dota is the kind of game that sometimes does not bring you joy. But Dota is always compelling. Dota is a sort of game that brings great meaning. So I think that I have the advantage the longer this gets played out. Wait, did I pass through? What? Oh, what? Well, this is still okay, because then I can spend a bunch of mana next turn just nuking blueberries. Yeah, there's no more mana, so this is fine. So that actually turned out great that I waited. I'd rather this gets countered.
Not to brag, but I'm totally the best pyromancy student.
Amazing. Chandra's Regulator. Chandra. Lava coil, lava coil, lava coil, fry, fry, fight with fire, fight with fire. One of these, go. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I think to Mentor as a mechanic. Mentor was just introduced. And it's this super cool combat mechanic. Then Surveil was also introduced. You know, the look at the top card, leave it there, put it in the graveyard. And those mechanics are just, like, sweet. And, you know, maybe there's not huge volumes of these mechanics that are showing up. You know, it's not like there's... Well, I mean, yeah, no, I mean, there's decks that run just Doom Whisperer that has Surveil. There's also Surveil-focused decks with Disinformation Campaign being a core component. Yeah, there's just like so much there with just those things, and then you have the next expansion where Riot as a mechanic is introduced, and like there's just shitloads of mechanics just like coming out like all the time. Now there's your opening hand, huh? Damn. Ugh. I'm not going to attack because Cerulean Drake. Oh, protection from red. Oh, I'm like, actually, I need to read these cards, man. I mean, the lack of attacking was still correct. My god, protection from red. Shit. Because this could have blocked and, you know, there's... Elemental. Done. There's essentially nothing we could have done about this, because if we swung it would have blocked and it would have been fine. But this is pretty... Pickly-wickly. But, you know, anyways, I just think that, like, there's so much variety in mechanics and possibilities that you just really don't see. It feels like it's not even possible with the design space of Hearthstone. You know what I mean? Yeah, this can't even be frickin' targeted. Frickin' frick. Alright, so let's get out our Stormkin friend. I mean, my opponent's drawing cards, but I have a Risen Reef out, so I'm like drawing a billion cards. So we're gonna fry this. Could get dove down. That super fucks us. No blocks. Ugh. I think I am utterly, completely and totally boned. I'm just moving on with my life. Moving on. Alright, being on the play with this is very nice. Yeah, it's hard for me to just start imagining effects. Like the lack of graveyard, the lack of different types of destruction. You know, there's destroy, and then there's like -2/-2, and then there's like deal damage, and then there's exile. It just doesn't feel like there's enough axes. And that evaluation could be wrong. It could be that there's actually plenty of design space in Hearthstone. It could be the design space is not the issue. But I know that for me, in terms of my reaction, I was feeling like I was playing a lot of the similar games, a lot of the similar experiences. You know, I would build a Druid deck, a new expansion would come out, and 15 of the Druid cards would be from the non-rotating set that, you know, I'd been playing with for 4 or 5 years at that point. I think I got a mulligan because I'm effectively a 6-card hand at best anyways. It's better. Scampering Scorcher is really never that useful in this deck. Against... Oh, whatever. Hi, my name's Sean and I'm playing Face Up. Zeta was Stearns' think Discover effects did help Hearthstone out more than pretty much any choice they made. Discover's like a great mechanic. It's like super interesting. There's also like some piles of other problems, which is like oh fucking shit, man. This card is just the murdererist. I actually can't beat this card. Fuck. I mean, I can't even, like, target it. Like, for any of you who don't know, if you attack, a thing with protection can just block this red card. And then nothing happens. Fuck. Big Chandra kills her with -3. This is damage from a red source, so can't be dealt damage from a red source. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean we're pretty hosed because we got a red deck. Oh my god. Alright, they got us. They got the card that has protection from red. And, like, my deck, I think everything in my deck has red. What are you gonna do? Yeah, I'll be a responsibility buddy here. That's better. Better. Bye. The whole reason I wanted to play today in Standard was to play some big Chandras. Oh man. It's my favorite card from N20, Big Chandra. Straight up. Add Plummet to sideboard. I mean, like, we have played one game against one player that ran mono blue. You know, I definitely don't think we need to do any changes at all yet. If mono blue is a plague, then that's something to consider, but, you know, till that point in time, there's really no reason to change anything. Fuck, that one card does destroy us so badly. And I would make the statement, I don't by any means think that Hearthstone is a bad game. In fact, I think Hearthstone is an amazing game, and I've thoroughly enjoyed the time that I've spent with it. But I think that for someone like me, who's played for a few hundo hours... Alright, what are we up against? I think I just banged down the Omnath, right? Alright, come on. Oh, also the fact this is a 2/5 is super significant. It just gets around Lava Coil, which is fantastic. Bam. You know, let's say I've played like 1,000 hours of Hearthstone or 2,000 hours of Hearthstone, something like that. Maybe more than that. Maybe like 3, 4. I feel like I've played it and I feel good. I sort of have this feeling of like, oh, okay, cool, great, nice. I've played through the game. I get it. I got it. Great. Sort of in the same way that, you know, what's a single-player game? You know, you play like a 10-hour single-player game, you beat it, and you go, cool, I completed it, right? You don't think of that negatively. You don't like, oh, the game fucking ran out of time. Played it for 10 hours. And it ended. Game's bullshit. This doesn't exile, does it? Damn. What I mean to say is I've played Hearthstone a lot, really enjoyed it, and kind of hit that point where I was like, oh, unless there is meaningfully new and different experiences, then I'm pretty much done, then I'm pretty good. You know, I'm going to do Chandra's Triumph because it can only deal damage to creatures. So let's see, I have 6 damage here, 7. I mean, we're getting pretty close to being able to just Living Twister our opponent out. So I mean, I say this a bit jokingly because it's a stupid phrase, but you know, I feel like I completed the Hearthstone multiplayer campaign. Alright, whatever. Whatever. Today we're learning to be more accurate with our lands that we return. Well, the good news is I just look like a fucking moron to our opponent, so our opponent might not expect the triple shock threat. Boy, my hands are dry as hell. There's one. Ah, farts. It's gonna hurt me, man. Damn. Ah. Get 'em, living twisters. All right. Okay. My opponent doesn't know how close he was to losing. Alright. King of Lambs says, why'd you play a land? Isn't this discard a mountain? Oh, it's discarded a land. Nice. Alright, let's see here. What sucks in this matchup? I'm not... 5 damage thing is white or blue. I don't actually... Well, definitely these. These seem very good. This seems essential. And I kind of feel like Regulators are not it. Chandra Awakened Inferno allows me to exile. I mean, if I were left to my own devices, this is what I would do. This feels good. Ooh. Might take a brief break in a little bit. Use the restroom. Get some coffee. Be a normal living adult. Okay, this is a good hand in Hearthstone, but this is not a good hand in Magic. I mean... Alright, I feel like we're gonna get there. Go to the main. Temple of Find Me Land. Hurts to put that Risen Reef down there. Hurts! But I'm a dedicated man, and I'm gonna find me some land. Alright, that's okay. I think we're gonna get there. Gale of Bolas. Ah, Thing of Beauty. Stop showing me these things, man. I get it. Elemental. Done. I think this is the right play. Just begin to mbop. As much as we can. Hit him with the dop I do wop. You know. Dib it up, I do wop. Maybe trick Padrazi to makey the mistakey. Yeah, man. I'm on the race. Look, I have these 2 mana Phoenixes, man. They're way better. I know not if we will ever get to play Chandra Awakened Inferno. I'm interested in doing a kind of Jund. Jund Swollen Things deck. No, oh! Alright, now we're thinking with portals, okay? Because let's say that my opponent plays a big dude next turn. I can, like, Omnath, zap the big dude. I can Omnath shoot Padrazi, because, like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, yes, yes, yes! What would it be, Padrazi? Trying to find a cheap spell, I understand. I fucked up already. I'm so annoyed. Now I only deal 4 damage. I could have done it beforehand. Whatever. You know, what are you gonna do? You see how I messed up already? It's like multiple ways that I could have done that extra damage. Fast forward says, I was just watching your Titan Souls playthrough the other day, and Sheriff and Despy were so tiny, they also seemed way clingier than when they were little. They're such good baby girls, let me tell you. Best babies. They're actually pretty damn attached. They're larger, and they like to just be nearby and just sort of look around and just sort of see, like, what's going on here. Should I draw a land, I can just win with Living Twister. Draw! Alright.
If you haven't heard of me,
Yes! Attack! Oh, yeah. Alright. Welcome to your turn, you bastard. Woo! That was a pathetic showing by me, I gotta admit. Let's see here. What else can we do that's successful? Yeah, I can also cut the 2 Scampering Scorchers and like put in a pair of Fleet with Foyers. But I'm just gonna stick with who I am and what I do. Yeah, my cat, oh, Despy especially when she was really young just liked to climb on me and just be like, oh, just kind of climb on, like, look out. And now she just likes to sit on my lap. The important thing, though, is I fucking love those cats, man. Looks good to me. Ugh. That's kind of funny. That's super good. I mean, I guess... I mean, I'd like a different land, but I also wouldn't like no land. Like, if I play this on turn 3, I still have 2 Lightning Stormkins going to town, you know? So many claws and nipples in that playthrough. Yeah, for some reason they just, like, used to scratch my chest a lot. Son Lumiere says, do you think your cats will reach a point in life where daddy's too embarrassing to be around? Not a chance, dude. They will always be into cat dad. Always. Because I'm an amazing cat dad. Don't you dare even suggest otherwise to me. I feel like our opponent regrets chucking that mountain, huh? Whoa! Oh, Padrazi, Padrazi. Think how tight it'll be if I can get some Chandras going. Oh my god. Vinemir's not an elemental, right? What? It's an elemental horse? What the what? Oh my god, it's an elemental horse. Oh. I love elemental horses. Well, let's just get double land off the top to keep me happy, huh? Looks like no. This was a good decision to put these Vine Mares in. Hextech Art and Gaming says, are you looking forward to any games coming out this year? I'm sort of looking backwards and going, good God, there's a lot of games that are just have come out recently. I feel like I'm still trying to catch up with it, you know? I'm going to Chandra's Triumph this, because getting 5 damage in is, like, gigantic. This deck that I'm running right now is actually so weird. I love this deck. Vine Mares in the sideboard? Hell yeah. Ghost Stalker, you're the best, man. You're the absolute best mod. Jesus. No disrespect to any of my other mods. They too are the best. They're just not here. Just responding to everyone, doing everything. Hextech Art and Gaming. Oh, what a pleasure to see you. This needs to be Essence Scattered too. That's what's like so funny. Because if my opponent does not Essence Scatter, 5 toughness is too much to deal with. Scrawl. Look at this hexproof beater. Oh my god, this deck is so fun! Yeah, bang! I remember when Vine Mare was a shit card because it died to Deafening Clarion. Oh, it's only got 3 toughness. Is so weak. God, the way that the meta shifts and waxes and wanes. Excalibur Z says, have a great weekend, gamer. Any thoughts on trying an investigation game for mostly walking sometime? Similar to adventure games, but still good for discussion. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. And simply put, the biggest struggle of mostly walking is just getting us all together. Because we haven't done a show in like moons and moons and moons. Man, the number of turn 1 islands that we've seen. Oh my god. Stomping Ground. Ah. Sirk says, I've not watched all of Mostly Walking, but have you done any of the Police Quest games? We've done 2. We didn't complete them. For varying reasons. So my opponent is blue and green. This could very well be the Simic Flash. Alright, so I already have, yeah, something like. Gotcha. Oh, that Terror Dog is gonna get slammed, huh? Oh, that is an issue. Yeah, Terror Dog. Arr, it's me, it's Terror Dog. This matchup seems like a tricky one to do. Left up just enough. Left up just enough for whatever the heck it's called, the Frilled Mystic. Let me show you how this one's gonna go. So I'm gonna do this. Opponent's gonna say, okay, and then I'm gonna do this. And it's not gonna work. Good God. Okay, so therefore, what I will now do is, well, we're gonna figure some stuff out. I feel like the Chandra Acolyte of Flame is not so good. I gotta look at that list. What is even in it? Because obviously Anger Dog is like so scary. There's a bunch of tiny flappy dudes. Oh my god, that's just so many counter spells. Yeah, I think that, like, outside of the Night Pack Ambusher, I think I just want all the... That seems fine. This is a good looking hand. This is a beat the face fast hand. Yeah. The Living Twister in that spot was not the best. I'm looking forward to having some aggro donks in my future. Elemental. Lightning Stormkin time, yes. So there's 4 Spectral Sailors in that. 2 Syncopates, 4 Unsummons. Holy shit. 4 Essence Scatter, 2 Negate, a bunch of Sinister Sabotages. Okay. I think I'm actually going to do this time. There's just like so many Essence Scatters in this thing that I'm going to put pressure on with a pair of these flappy nerds. I think it's really good to just be trying to win as fast as humanly possible. I think that's actually good. I'm going to say, I guess, this, but, I mean, this is going to get Sinister Sabotaged. And I feel like that's still okay to do, because I have a second one, but really it's the Fries. The Fries and the Lightning Stormkins that are going to help me. I did it. I played around it. Alright, nice. Okie dokie. Yeah, I mean, I just really think I need to get the board built, go under early, and the Lightning Stormkin is like my ticket to do that. What's up? Alright. So far, so good. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the real basic stuff, man. I'm gonna play around the Nightpack Ambusher for sure. Dude, the Lightning Stormkin has just roasted everything. Oh my gosh. I gotta do no blocks for one turn, but then I gotta be pretty careful after that. Yeah, that's good. So, I mean, basically, I'm leaving this mana open to be able to, like, ping at end of turn. If my opponent has another Nightpack Ambusher, I want to leave up enough to be able to not die. Yeah. Because these give wolves +1/+1, so I want to play around that. Again, I think I just leave this like as is. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need a little coffee. I'm also gonna need to go get a little coffee. Oh, look at all these text messages I have from people I like. This is bad. Alright. We're gonna go big on this Lightning Stormkin, baby. Gonna go big on it. Actually, that's reasonably good. I actually don't think we're winning this one. I think this flashy... If this gets countered, I think that's death. Yes! Ah! And so our race begins. I really don't want to have to do this, but here it comes. Living Twister, baby. This is a good card against this deck. Assuming it resolves. Chances of which are low. Actually, I have a pretty good amount of creatures. Alright, so there's a chance. Like, if this lives, you know, we're pretty boned. I think the chances of it not living is low. I think it's going to live. You're dead. Basically? Basic just hit that. This feels like our weak matchup for sure. It's gonna be some counter of some sort. Or maybe unsummon this and then... If this resolved, that's crazy. Oh, this fucking one. Alright, you got me. Ya got me. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I actually do want to keep playing this deck because I think it's super duper tight. The amount of, like... We pretty much played against blue tempo and blue flash. Friend Various says Fry feels bad here. Can't suggest an alternative. Might want to reconsider. Our opponent has 16 blue creatures, 4 spectral sailors, 4 Brineborn, whatever their names are, 4 Merfolk Tricksters, and 4 frilled mystics. So it's just a very simple one for one that can't be countered. And it's a deck that's trying to get a small amount of nerds out and then support it. The real problem is Nightpack Ambusher. That's like the only card that's actually very threatening in that deck. Be on the play, man. Yeah, I think we gotta go ahead and hang on to this pupper. I gotta say, I really find the... Okay, so I always feel like when I'm thinking about a meta, there are some decks that are deformingly good. Deforming as in they do the thing that they do so well, who gives a shit what else there is. Oh my god. I'd like to have an elemental. Guys, look at the strength of the Arboreal Grazer. Look at this. It's going to block my Lightning Stormkin. Do you remember that it has reach? Because I remember. I know the Slothy boy has reach. But anyways, with that good old-fashioned meta, there winds up being a couple decks that are just deformingly significant. And I feel like the Simic Flash feels like one of those. Feels like one of those. So, you know, I'm interested in brewing some decks in a little bit. But it feels very important to me. Take that action. It feels very important to me to try to identify what some of these real big concerns are. Alright, so this is good, because now I can... It's an Omnath. Alright. Crazy Mars 51 says that has reach. You probably weren't listening 3 minutes before when I was glorifying how amazing the Arboreal Grazer is. Trying to give it clear props and credit by throwing my flyer into it. That was the... What was that, the second turn in a row? We were swinging into it. It's an awfully good boy. Alright, so what we do is we play this first. Because if we can get a land out... Alright, Toit. You've been called out, Crazy Miner, in the most useless way possible, but that's What I'm about is a poison. So what we're up against that Bant Lando the Deado deck. Crazy Mark 51 says that was more me realizing he has reach rather than accusing you. Okay, well, very well. In that case, that's totally fair and reasonable, and I wasn't thinking about that. So, you know, what are you gonna do? Also, we got Time Wept. Man, this deck actually does a lot of the things that are super strong.
Sorry I'm late.
Is it time to Risen Reef? This is a matchup where large Chandra is going to be so good. Nuke this.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Well, I take it all back, Crazy Miner, but you know, I don't take it back lightly. Really hope it's a land on the top toit. Alright, let's send these in. Alright, we get some free damage. Oh my god, A-Levy with 4 months in a row. Happy 4 months, best cat. Oh my god, A-Levy, best cat. What? It's your second best cat, Mom. Sorry, I have a bit of a unique bias there. But either way, let me just...
I'm known for my time. That's more like it.
No, that's more like it. As long as I don't get scope shifted. Alright, it's time. It is time. I'm trying to do this very, very carefully. Take that action. Perfect.
Anyone need a match? No. Too bad.
Oh, we fucking lost, didn't we?
Say hi to my fiery friends.
We actually super lost, didn't we? Crap. I made a mistake. You're gonna see the mistake. If you don't see the mistake, that's totally fine. I understand. The mistake is my opponent is now about to cast Scapeshift at instant speed at the end of the turn. So these ones. These are going to die at the end of the turn anyways. Alright, if you guys want to see total awesomeness, if you're ready for the total awesomeness, yeah. Here it comes. Scapeshift. Boom. Maybe Morai Dasheen will make a mistake. Oh! jeez. God damn it. Ugh. So let's see, there's 14. 14, I have 5 blockers. I'm not gonna do this math. Damn! Alright, let's get some goody goods out there, huh? What are some of the things that we need? I think a fight with fire could be very nice here. I think these shocks are not going to be very useful. The fries are, because I'm going to use that to nuke the little Teferi bastards. And I still think I like roughly the shape of what I had. You know, I'm just looking to kill quickly. Seems pretty straightforward. Dark Parks is glad to have Dana. Come on, Dana, I'm playing a bad deck against a bad deck and losing. Dr. Patrick, the deck that we were playing against is actually a top deck right now. It's very good and very popular. This deck is sort of adjacent to some of the... I wouldn't call them the strong elemental decks, or I wouldn't say that elemental decks are super strong. They're like okay. They're like pretty good. And I'm running one that's certainly a little bit weird. I'm seeing some of the issues that this deck has compared to other Temur decks. Here, this is everything about adding a draft day. Just wondering. No, I prefer to just do drafts infrequently. I lean towards standard. That's a good one. Thanks for the heads up, Ghost Stalker. Just keep me posted. Just keep me posted on it. I'm going to keep adjusting it. Let's just swap 2 Healer of the Glades for 2 Veil of Summer for the Flash matchup. That could be good. 1 Healer of the Glade for Rhythm of the Wild. What would the Rhythm of the Wild be for? Actually, maybe I should have kept that. Oh, Catbert. Hey, Catbert, if I can make a comment. Catbert, you're gonna get your 100-month anniversary. Technically on Monday. If you want to show up on Tuesday, that would actually help a ton, because Monday's show is about me with a guest, bouncing back and forth with a guest. And if you show up, I want that to be a big deal. I want to celebrate the 100-month sub. I want to do that. But if I'm in the middle of the show and that happens, then Nox is going to be sitting there like an asshole, doing nothing. So if there's any chance, when you do the drop Sinsies, what time do you go live Tuesday? 1
I'm totally the best
p.m.
Say hi to my fiery friends.
One p.m. 1 p.m. And let's extra note something, yeah.
Say hi to my fiery friends.
If I am live, but you don't physically see my face, I'm hanging out, I'm probably not even at my computer. Because once upon a time, like, you know, actually this happens somewhat frequently. I'm like live and it's like 5 minutes to go live, and then someone apparently has gifted a whole bunch of subs, And I didn't even frackin' know about it. Gah.
Hey, these little guys are great.
All right, we're winning. We did it. Gunyan says, I read a news article about Catbert. Yeah, man, Catbert. 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 40 Lure of the Glades might be a little bit much. Might be a little bit much. For any of you seeing some audio drift, there is some stuff. Lester says Rhythm of the Wild makes your creatures uncounterable and gives them right. Oh yeah, I know what the card does, but what I mean is, like, what is it for? For what reason? Is this going to be good enough? I think I mulligan this, even though I really don't want to. I mean, this is just a better hand. Because, for instance, against the blue Flash deck, it would be pretty weak. Even though it technically makes things uncounterable, which is a good thing. We like uncounterability. But the whole point of the blue deck is that its counters are stacked at 2 mana. And because they're stacked at 2 mana, when we try to play our 3 mana spell, we're often unable to really have an impact. If I can ramp up the Chandra Awakened Inferno, that might be kind of... What are you doing there? I don't What? I'm saying what, not because that's a bad play from Mirai Dasheen. It's actually just amazing. But I'm sad. Elemental. Done. JTS is me. What a pleasure to see. The cheesecake maker himself. JTS is me. Dude, how goes the bakery? Alright, well this helps actually quite some. Mirai Dasheen's deck kind of explodes out of nowhere, so I gotta really do it. So for any who don't know, JTS is me has a bakery that was founded not long ago. What's the name of it? It's Cheesecake and Crumbs, I want to say. That's right, cheesecakeandcrumbs.com.
Let's slow this down. No, I am not making this up as I go.
Okay, so I think I'm going to... I think I'll just do this right now and just start
Ever see a volcano erupt?
roasting our friend.
Is it just me, or is it getting a little warm in here?
Who played on turn 4? What's the...
Trust me, I have a plan.
Okay, illustrate your point about on turn 4, cast the Veil to make it uncounterable when the Bant tries to counter. Although that's true, turn 4 is pretty late against that Bant deck. Pretty gosh darned late. Would be my consoin. Elemental. It's pretty late. It's pretty late. And it could be that I just don't have a good feel for it, but...
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Let's get toasty.
I'm frankly just feeling a little anxious about some of them possibilities against Flash. That's something interesting to consider. Because, I mean, I guess if I'm able to go under, if I'm like starting to build a board and starting to get in there, I think that the one green... I can't remember, it's like Veil of Dip Bombs. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Alright, did we die? Are we a dead guy? Oh, crap.
Desire to finish you.
And I think I just chill. Yep. This is going to create several 100 billion zombies. Shit, I love coffee. I feel so much better now that I've had some coffee. Cordots, so speaking of which, anyone who's been going to PAX Pine for the past few years, has anyone felt like it's been getting worse and worse? Each year feels like it takes away from the community aspect and is more so just for marketing branding. How many is this? This is less than I thought. This is actually pretty good. The big concern would be that our opponent is able to get a lot more Teferis, because there's already been 2 played. Beautiful and brilliant deck. Yeah, and I sort of understand that. I think that it's a really difficult thing to do for a lot of just things. Okay, so let's see here. So if I'm obviously going to block like this, and I'm obviously going to block like this. And then I summoned these guys to be able to do the trade. So this is actually not that much damage, but I think that these are the blocks that I want to do, and then I'm, anyways, given that, I'm going to return a thing to the hand, which means I'm going to return this to the hand, and then I'm going to use this thing's ability to do damage to this target. Because I think what happens is, like, imagine for a moment you are year 0 of a trade show. You know, like maybe you want to do a comic book convention, maybe you want to do some sort of gaming convention, right? There's a whole lot of reasons that... Alright, I think we're absolutely superlatively fucking dead.
There goes nothing.
Which kind of stinkers. There's a Scapeshift in...
Everyone knows the bigger explosions are more fun.
There's those things, a second Scapeshift in the hand, then we're definitely dead.
I really should have seen that coming.
I really can't believe I screwed Poochie on this. Let's see. Decline, so you just draw it, and then we do this. Yes. There's damage to this. Done. Oh, we're so fucked. Fuck. So that's gonna be 16 zombies. got us. Our opponent did get, on one hand, pretty fortunate with so many Teferi Time Revelers and Scapeshifts, but our opponent also drew half their deck.